Christie is out there with flag, and it's Marshall in at the 3. And for Boston, Nikola Vucevic is out there with Sam Hauser. Then it's Derek White, then it's Jaylen Brown, and it's Shireman in at the 2. As we hit the home stretch of the regular season, Grant, what's the focus for teams outside of the playoff picture?
You know, B.A., I think it's about staying competitive and building a foundation for next season. As a team, you need to use the time you have to consistently improve.
Now here's White. In the game against Philadelphia, very impressive. And here's Brown for 3. Washington grabs the miss. Inside, Gafford laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
The first good move in a long chess match between these coaching staffs.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Now here's Vucevic. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
They set the pick. Here's Christie. Nails it from 3.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's White. Pass to Shireman. Here's Vucevic. He's guarded by Gafford. Vucevic's shot is off. Washington against Vucevic. That one goes. Count it.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Vucevic. A valuable part of their offense, averaging a little more than 16 a game.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Gafford with the ball, covered by Vucevic. Pass to Christie. Here's Gafford. In his last outing, 8 points for him. Now here's Marshall. The 3-ball. Hauser grabs the board. Here's White. It's Brown on the wing. Over Christie. No good, off the front rim. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Pass to Flag. And here's Marshall. There's the 3. And it's cleared by Vucevic. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
There's some power to JB's game. He can simply go through contact.
Gafford passes to Washington. Pass to Marshall. 5 on the clock. Here's Gafford. Again, the miss by Dallas. Celtics trail by 3. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Brown with it, and it's Marshall picking him up.
What a flush. Great athleticism from Brown.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 from the floor. That's his 3rd basket in 5 shots. Solid work.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Defense on our 2K leaderboard. Looking at the best when it comes to points per game allowed over the previous month. Number 1, the Celtics.
Well, you have to praise their defense over the last month. They've been working as a team to put almost constant pressure on opposing offenses. Just terrific stuff.
Outside Christie. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. To the inside. Pass to Gafford. Fires the three, and it's Christie with a three. Christie's got 6 points.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
For Boston, they've gone 4 of 8 and looking in control. Here's Shireman. Here's the three. Hauser, that's good.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Pass to Gafford. Here's Christie. And Dallas hits again from deep.
For three.
Now White. No made baskets yet. Here's Shireman. Now here's Brown. Now Hauser fires for three. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in.
That's just excellent team basketball. Brown is all about getting it to the open shooter.
Pass to Gafford. Here's Flagg. He's been a big scorer for this offense, averaging around 20 points a game. Shot clock at 5. Marshall outside. The three. Another three for Dallas.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
And here's Brown for three. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Last time they met was in Dallas.
Their reserves have to step up this time around and get stops. That was the difference the last time these teams played.
Here's Hauser. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
First team foul.
2.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Dallas.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
And he makes a first. And he makes both free throws.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Pass to Gafford. Now Washington. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. We are getting deep in the season. Let's see the standings out east. Taking a look at the Celtics. With great effort over a long season, they're second in the conference.
Well, right now for Boston, they've been terrific throughout the regular season, showing they may be just the team to beat in the postseason.
Now here's Hauser. Give him 8. And Gafford with the block. Now here's Washington, defended by Hauser. Washington outside. And makes it with the kiss.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Here's Shireman. No points so far. And here's Brown for 3. Mavericks with the rebound. Gafford's got 4 rebounds now. Dallas has gone 4 of 6 from deep to start this game. Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
Knocks down the long J.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Flag beyond the arc. And he's missed his first 2 shots of the game. Hauser passes to White. Hauser outside. Pass to Vucevic. Banked it in off the glass. Vucevic has got his second basket.
Well, offensively, that's what you want to get. Vucevic from point-blank range.
And here's Christie. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Marshall can't hit.
He's been off this whole period. Unable to sustain any kind of consistency.
And Boston again with the bucket.
When he gets to his spot, Jaylen Brown is money from the mid-range.
Outside Christie. Pass to Washington. Shot to stop the run. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds in the game.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Picked by Vucevic. And here's Brown for 3. Washington grabs the miss. The Mavericks trailing. Down low. Here's Gafford. And they're going to count that bucket. And they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Boy, oh boy. Both teams lighting it up to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their teams.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Walsh is checked in for Shireman, and it's Peyton Pritchard in for Derek White. Dallas also making some changes. Chris Middleton's checked in for Washington, and it's Nembhard in for Marshall. And the free throw, no good. Boston's shooting 53%, setting the tone right from the opening tip. And that one's good.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks. The Celtics understand that they'll be tested. Jaylen Brown said growth is a journey with ups and downs. You have to stay with it. Can't complain. Don't let it break your spirit. We've just got to keep building the right habits, keep being versatile, and keep learning from these experiences. Guys?
Always looking to get better. Thank you, Allie.
Yeah, he's a great passing center. You can run offense through Vucevic. Use him as a passing hub.
Now here's Nembhard. Pass to Flag. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Here are the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Outside, Brown. Pass to Walsh. Let's go with a 3. Mavericks with a rebound. Gafford's got his 5th rebound in this one.
That's how you want to see them crash the glass. They've been out-hustled so far.
Here's Flag. It's Middleton on the wing. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Oklahoma City.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
Vucevic and the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
.152 left to play in the first. Nembhard outside. Pass to Middleton. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
And far from just a jump shooter. Middleton stays active and is always ready to shoot.
Here's Gonzalez. Puts up a three. Rebound by Middleton.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
Williams looking around. Middleton outside. Shot clock at 6. From the wing, Boston pulls it in, coming off that win against the Sixers.
It was an all-out effort on defense. I mean, they stepped up for one another and helped each other out so well on this end.
And nothing feels better than a win where team defense is the main factor.
Gonzalez misses. Mavericks trail by 3. Thompson right side. Pass to Bagley. The kick out to Williams. Cash money on the open jump shot.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Here's Benton, still without a bucket. For 3, gets the 3 to fall. And the Celtics lead by 4. Oh, he picked him clean. Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Celtics leading by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for Boston?
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
They've got Peyton Pritchard, and it's Queta in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. And that one comes up a bit short. Dallas has gotten 6 of 11 threes to go in this game. 4-3. Garza grabs the board. The Celtics with the lead. Left side Pritchard. To the paint. The jump hook. Good. Garza's got his first 2 points.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute of play. Pass to Williams. The rebound, Celtics.
Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
Here's Gonzalez. Williams defending, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Williams. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Chris Middleton.
Well, I like that he's really found a balance. He doesn't feel the need to put the team on his back and try to carry them offensively, but he can still bring it when they need him most. And maybe what's most important, he provides that veteran leadership necessary.
Now here's Pritchard. No points yet. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Rebound by Middleton. Mavericks trail by 3. Thompson passes to Nembhard. And yep, it's good.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Nembhard against Pritchard. Pass to Gonzalez. Here's Garza. Lets it go from deep. Williams grabs the board. Down low. It's blocked. Nembhard against Pritchard. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Garza. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Garza's got 4 points in the quarter. So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Both teams deciding to change it up. Jack Harlow taking a break from churning out hits to support the Celtics tonight.
Yeah, and I know he likes what he's seeing. Jack became a fan when Kevin Garnett first got to Boston, and his love for the Celts has only grown since.
Mavericks trail by 3. Here in quarter 2, we played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Washington outside. Clock at 6. Here's Middleton. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, that's the look he wanted, but the defense doing just enough to impact that shot.
Outside White. Pass to Brown. And you might think the toughest picks are set by the bruisers, but some say the shooters actually set the best screens. Why is that?
Well, the guy guarding a shooter doesn't want to leave their side, so when they screen you, you get no help.
Now here's Nembhard. The 3 is up. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. That one on White. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
At the line for the Mavericks, P.J. Washington taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. No good on the second free throw. Stan, one thing about Jaylen Brown, he seems so composed out there.
Yeah, B.A., he's very calm. Doesn't waste energy. You love a player who's this focused and calculated.
Here's Flag. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. And there's the rejection. Outside Pritchard. Pass to Brown. Pritchard with a screen on Middleton. Brown against Middleton. Brown passes to Pritchard. Good. And Brown gets the assist. And the Celtics lead by 4.
Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Pass to Flag. Jacks up a 3. Again, the miss by Dallas.
He's got to be mad at himself. Won't get a better look than that.
Queta, pass to Pritchard. Outside, Brown. 3-pointer off the mark.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Back to Nembhard. Pass to Flag. Fades. Queta pulls it in. Queta's got 4 rebounds now. Brown with it. Marshall. Oh, wow! What a finish by Jaylen Brown.
Well, check out Brown getting flashy. That'll get him fired up.
Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. Here's Nembhard. Middleton outside. And that's his 3rd bucket in 8 attempts.
I love the way he went with the bounce pass there. Great awareness.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
fans, time to make some noise for Boston.
And the Celtics making a change here. Hauser's checked in. And Dallas with a change here, too. Gafford's checked in. Here's Queta. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Philadelphia.
And how about the rebounding, too? He was just all over the glass, and the other team had no answers for how to contain him.
Now here's Brown. Count that one. Brown's got 14 points for the game.
And that's good decision-making by Brown in the pick and roll. He'll make the right read more often than not.
Pass to Gafford. And the call will be against Derek White. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's 2 fouls for him so far. But I still think he needs to stay aggressive.
Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Christie's checked in for Dallas. Washington, a screen on White. Takes a step back. Out left to the wing. Three-pointer. And Washington good for 3. Washington's got 4 points in the quarter.
Look, you love to see this kind of team chemistry. Let's see more of that.
And here's White. Still no points. Shireman tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Pass to Christie. Here's Flag. Six to shoot. Oh, that doesn't go on the chance to tie. Here's Shireman, defended by Christie. It's Brown on the wing. Elbow shot on the way. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Last game matched up with the Thunder. Tough loss there.
Yeah, they found buckets very hard to come by. And you could tell it frustrated them to no end.
Well, you have to give the defense credit for making things hard on them, but they just looked out of sync offensively. Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
White, the pass to Brown. Here's the teardrop. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Gafford's got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to Flag. From deep. And the three-pointer goes. Flag's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
That's a nice shot, helping to space the floor for his team.
Hauser outside. Gafford against Vucevic. Here's Shireman to snap the cold streak. Oh, he slams it in!
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Pass to Washington. Outside Christie. Now here's Marshall. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Outside White. And here's Brown. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Defensive foul, Daniel Gafford. First personal foul.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight.
In their previous game, he simply couldn't miss from the line.
Brown at the line, shooting 1.
One shot.
And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. And over the last 10 games, these are the league's best rebounding squads. Number 1, the Celtics.
And over the last 10 games, this team has brought it to the glass. Everyone is getting involved and trying to help one another secure boards.
And here are the Mavericks now. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Washington. Launches a 3. Boston with a rebound.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Outside, Brown. Off target from 3-point range. Mavericks trail by 5. Here's Flag. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That close in against a way shorter defender, you could just put up 2.
Well, Grant, in 2024, you added Cooper Flag to the USA Select team before he even played a game in college.
You know, B.A., he maybe looked really good, too. You know, he performed extremely well against the men's national team. And at just the age of 17, he already looked like one of the better players on the court that day.
Grant, looking at Cooper Flag, his versatility is what makes him such a highly touted prospect.
Yeah, B.A., Cooper can do a little of everything offensively. He also covers a lot of ground defensively at 6'9". And on top of his balanced skill set, his intangibles are just elite.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, Brian. Jaylen Brown is rounding out his game in all facets. He said, I've definitely worked on my playmaking, just being able to see the floor, making great reads, creating for my teammates, and putting pressure on the defense. Guys, back to you.
Allie, thanks for the report. Washington's shot is good.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Boston trailing. Outside, Brown. Out to the wing. Up top, Hauser. 6 on the shot clock. The 3 is up. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one. Boy, you love how guys are making plays for one another here.
Yeah, just a balanced attack, a total team effort.
Christie's got room. Rebound Boston. Hauser's got 5 rebounds tonight. Brown passes to Vucevic. Uses the glass on the layup. And now a 4-point Celtic lead.
Guys, the moment Vooch gets that ball in the paint, he can beat you in so many different ways.
Now here's Gafford, taking a look at his production, averaging just over 8 points a game. Pass to Marshall. Here's Christie. And here's Flag outside. Another 3 for Dallas.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
Outside, Brown. With the 7-footer. Look at Brown getting it done inside.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Here's Flag. He's got 9. Sweet little floater. Flag's got 11.
Such a graceful move, showing off the floater game.
It's been all about Jaylen Brown for Boston, hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. Let's send it courtside and check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
I'm here with P.J. Washington. P.J., what will be the key for you guys defensively in the second half?
Not letting them get easy routes to the basket and contesting their shots, rebounding, and not letting them get second chance points.
Comes back to the fundamentals, guys.
Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Greetings all, halftime is upon us and an entertaining game with the Dallas Mavericks battling away.
Playing for one another. The phrase gets overused, but tonight it's right.
Hey, we should try a harmony.
Let's do it.
Playing for
one another. The phrase is overused. Kenny, get on beat.
But tonight, it's right.
Moving on, in our game, here are the top performers so far.
These two guys have been very competitive with one another. Fans are getting their money's worth right now.
That said, I feel like the guy who can incorporate his teammates in the second half, he's got the best chance to walk away with the W.
And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Jaylen Brown having a dominant impact in this game.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
The Mavericks trailing. And on the floor for Jason Kidd as we get into the second half. Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Flag is out there with Max Christie, and it's Marshall in at small forward. Now here's Christie, has to Flag. Just 5 to shoot. Three-pointer, no good. And for Boston, they're shooting it at 52%. White for 3. Gafford grabs the miss. Gafford's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Washington inside, defended by Hauser. The fadeaway, and it's Flag missing. Flag's gotten only 4 of his 11 shots to fall here so far. Pass to White. And here's Brown for 3. Bullseye! Jaylen Brown!
Well, when you're as polished and practiced a shooter as Brown, there's no reason to hesitate.
Here's Flag. Washington a screen from behind the arc. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
They've been unable to hit anything this half. 3 attempts and 3 misses.
And here's Brown for 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Gafford's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Pass to Flag. Now Gafford. Washington passes to Christie. Here's Flag. He's guarded by White. This one for 3. And Flag with a 3. Flag's got 14 points for the game.
All right, they got one on the board in the second half. Now you want to see more shots start to drop.
White, the pass to Brown. Pass to Vucevic. Over Gafford. Vucevic's shot is off.
This isn't how they wanted to start the second half. Only 1 of 4.
Gafford against Vucevic. Washington outside. Now here's Marshall. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Here's Flag. Over White. That one's wide left.
This is not how they wanted to start the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far.
Brown scanning the floor. 11 feet out. Rebounded by Marshall. The Mavericks have gotten just 1 of 5 shots to drop since halftime. And the dunk by Gafford. These teams just keep trading the lead.
Yeah, you wonder what it's going to take for someone to pull away.
A terrific view of that move captured on the connected cam, thanks to AT&T. Boston is gone, only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Here's Shireman. Brown finds White. Good. And Brown gets the assist. White's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Playoffs around the bend, here are the Western standings. You look at Dallas, their season's basically over, barring some sort of miracle. The Mavericks have got just 2 of 6 in the second half. Pass to Washington. Here's Flag. Releases. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Picked by Vucevic. And the basket by Shireman. Now it's a 4-point Boston lead.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
The Mavericks shooting a low 29% since halftime. Pass to Flag. Marshall on the wing. Washington up top. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Gafford. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. Celtics lead by 4. Hauser outside. Back to Brown. And he makes it on the layup. Brown's got 5 points in the quarter.
Offense is coming easy and often for Brown tonight. He is dialed in. They should keep giving it to him.
Here's Flag. He's got 14 to the middle. Washington, a screen on White. Pass to Marshall. Shoots over Brown. And again, unable to change momentum here. The Celtics have gone 4 of 8 in the third. Back to White. Lets the 3 fly. The Mavericks pull it in. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Hornets at Spectrum Center in Charlotte. And they've got a lot of road games ahead. That's game 2 of 7 on this trip. And he gets that one.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
It's Brown on the wing. Back to White. Over Flag. White can't hit. Mavericks trail by 4. Left side Christie. Back to Gafford. Washington outside. Marshall outside. Pass to Flag. Takes the 3. Hauser grabs the board.
Wow, his shooting woes continue, and it's weighing down this offense.
Cash money. Jaylen Brown from the corner.
You can see the confidence building now that he's found his mark from 3 in this second half. The defense is going to have to do a better job.
And here's Washington. And there's the screen. Unloads from 13. And that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
Well, you guys know I love analytics, but I still like the mid-range, especially when he's taking the shot.
White, the pass to Brown. Oh, Brown just throws it down.
Yeah, taking over this one in effortless fashion. When Brown is cooking like this, keep working the ball to him.
Pass the flag. Back to Marshall. Rebounded by the Celtics. Brown's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
Now here's White. 7-point game, biggest lead so far. Vucevic finds Brown. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. White against Gafford. On the wing, Christie. Back to Gafford. Pass the flag. From downtown. Knocks it down from distance. Marshall's got 6 points.
Well, that's a shot you don't mind him taking. Gets a good look and trusts his shot to knock down the 3.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Boston with some changes. Walsh comes in for Hauser, and it's Peyton Pritchard in for Jaylen Brown. Here's Shireman, pass to Vucevic. Nice ball movement by Boston. Shot clock at 6. Here's Shireman. From outside the arc. Washington grabs the miss. Washington's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And here's Nembhard, defended by Pritchard. Nembhard outside. Back to Washington. And give him another one. He's 6 of 8 and looking solid.
Well, they have to be thrilled with how reliable he's been tonight.
Pass to Vucevic. Now here's White. Here's Shireman. Now here's Vucevic. White for 3. That one falls. Coming off the Vucevic feed. Vucevic has got his 4th assist with that last one. Nembhard outside. It's Middleton on the wing. Over Vucevic. Middleton, no good.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity. Great look, just couldn't finish.
Here's Walsh, right now averaging 5.5 a game. Here's White. Rebounded by Marshall.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
Here's Middleton. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Middleton's got 8.
Their spacing isn't quite as good as it was in the first half. They may need to hit more threes to stretch that defense.
Pritchard with it, and it's Marshall picking him up. Pass to Walsh. And here's White. Takes a 3. White missing again. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Washington. Here's Christie. Nembhard to pass to Marshall. Washington outside for the tie. And that'll be Dallas's ball as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks able to keep the possession. A different look for Dallas. Bagley's checked in for Washington, and it's Thompson in for Marshall. .119 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Boston leading by 3. Inside. Walsh can't get it to go.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Nembhard outside. There's the triple. Drains the triple. Nembhard's got his second basket of the night.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Pass to Gonzalez. Here's Walsh. Now here's Vucevic. He's covered by Bagley. 5 to shoot. Shot on the wing. Vucevic's shot is off. And for the Mavericks, they're shooting the ball at 46% from the floor.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
Some changes for Boston. Gatis checked in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Brown in for Garza. And Dallas with a change here too. Flags checked in for Christie. There's 25 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. To the inside, Bagley. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Dallas shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight.
Shooting for Dallas, Marvin Bagley III at the line for 2.
2 shots.
And now they lead as the free throw drops in for him. Good on both. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Thompson against Brown. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Jaylen Brown is out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Queta in at the 5. That's the Boston 5. Now here's Brown. Oh, look at Brown banging inside.
His scoring is a big reason why they're up right now. Let's see if they can close it out.
The Mavericks trailing. Nembhard outside. Launches it. It's rebounded by Walsh. Here's Queta. To the wing, right side. Nice ball movement by Boston. Clock at 6. Here's Brown on the drive. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Now it's a 4-point Celtic lead. And for the Mavericks, they're shooting at a decent clip, 45% for the game. Nembhard, a screen on Brown. Oh, Thompson from deep three-point land. Nice open look, but it's no good. Boston's shooting a nice 50% for the game. And the rebound goes to Dallas.
And look, he's had an off night, but it won't matter as long as they hold on to this lead.
Here's Bagley. Nails the baby hook.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Here's Brown. After the Mavericks picking up a basket just a moment ago. Oh, and a fast break for Dallas. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
Also, they were ultra consistent from outside, hitting a high percentage of those shots tonight.
The first free throw is good. Nembhard hits them both. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. When this game is done, they'll be off to Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. Brown inside, working on Thompson. For Dallas, they've gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Nembhard into the lane. Out to the right wing. Pass to Thompson. Just 5 on the clock. Again, the miss by Dallas.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
To the middle. Here's Brown. And Brown with the stuff.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
There's a screen. Thompson passes to Nembhard. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Nembhard's got 5 points in the quarter. Coming down the stretch, it's still anyone's game.
Incredible effort and energy on both sides. These guys must be gassed.
Now here's Brown. And it's Bagley with the rebound. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. We played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. And here's Thompson for 3. Hauled in by Brown. Brown's got his 6th rebound on the night.
And just unable to get anything going tonight. I mean, his teammates have really bailed him out.
Well, Brown is always looking to score, but he's far from a selfish player, and he will move the ball, too.
Now here's Nembhard. Thompson outside. Here's Bagley. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle.
Fans, please give a big round of applause for your Celtics youth men's team.
And a new group getting ready for the Mavericks. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Bagley. Washington comes in for Chris Middleton. Marshall, he's checked in for Nembhard. And Max Christie's subbed in for Klay Thompson. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He told the team he has complete faith in them, saying, we're right there, now we just got to make that push and really take hold of the game. We can do that. To me, it looked like his players are on the same page with him. Guys, back to you.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Now here's White. Pass to Hauser. 3-pointer. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Marshall's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Outside Christie. Here's Flagg. From the stripe. And it comes off the front of the rim.
He's trying to find his shot, but at some point you have to start making these.
Brown, pass to White. Here's Shireman. Nice ball movement by Boston. Now Brown. And he banks in the layup. Brown's got 39.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Now here's Gafford. Marshall outside. Fires from deep. Knocks down the triple.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Pass to Shireman. Now Vucevic. Now Brown, guarded by Marshall. Brown, no good. The Mavericks leading. Marshall outside. From the arc. Boston pulls it in. Left side White. Brown in the high post. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Shireman. Brown with it. And Brown with the stuff.
Oh, he's putting on a scoring clinic, guys. If it wasn't for him, they would not be in this game.
Washington outside. Outside Christie. Back to Washington. Pass to Flag. Shoots over White. And that one's good. Flag. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Stepping up in the big moment. I mean, an incredible job of finding his shot.
Nice job taking the initiative. Coaches will encourage you to take that if you have a good look.
Marshall outside. Pass to Washington. Lets the 3 fly. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game. First here in this second half.
Outside, Brown. Back to White. From outside the arc. Christie with a rebound.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
Gafford finds Washington. Back to Gafford. And the dunk by Gafford.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
So it's Boston now, after the basket by Dallas. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
A talented scorer and versatile defender. The athletic Brown is a vital piece for this team.
At the line for 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Dallas leading by 6. Pass to Flag. Gafford with a screen on White. And here's Flag outside. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And here's Brown. Now White. And here's Brown. Gafford grabs the miss.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Pass to Washington. Here's Flag. Gafford with a screen on White. Flag. Brown pulls down the board. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. The 11-footer. Rebounded by Gafford. The Mavericks lead by 6. Marshall on the wing. Here's Flag. Now Gafford. Oh, he can't hit it.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know.
Oh, look out! Wow!
Are you kidding? Well, Brown sees himself as a leader on this team, and he can come up with big points when they need him to.
Now Gafford.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Christie outside. Cooper Flag. No good from 3.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Oh, assertive play there by Brown, rising to the challenge of the moment.
1:33 left to play in the 4th. Washington up top, defended by Hauser. Beautiful work with the baby hook.
Moving the ball for the highest percentage look.
Brown. Oh, he goes to the glass with that one.
Look, Brown has proven himself to be a clutch performer, and he does it again.
Marshall outside. Flag fires. It's money from deep.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Well, if you're looking to get points in a hurry as the game clock's running down, that's certainly the way to do it.
Brown. Again! What an avalanche!
My goodness, 50 for the game.
Just putting on a show. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Flag. Ooh, the 3 doesn't go.
Yeah, there's no reason for the defense to get out on him right now. Just let him keep taking that shot until he shows them he's going to knock it down.
Connect!
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Second team foul.
Here's Washington, and now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for the Mavericks. P.J. Washington taking 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
So the first one drops, and that'll put them up 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Calm under pressure, and every point here means a lot.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout, and coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's the pass to Brown. White. Oh, the long ball, no good. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the top.
2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Gets the first. And that gives him a 4-point cushion. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line. And the Celtics call time here. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth. Turning here to our analyst. What elements become the primary keys at this point?
An uphill battle for them. Everything has to go perfect.
Well, I'm sure they'll run a play they believe in. If it works, I say try for the steal, and if you don't get it, immediate foul.
On the wing, Hauser. He's guarded by Washington. Hauser, left side. And so it's the Mavericks who come out on top here. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA, the visiting team is always under some added pressure, but they made it work and got the win, whatever the margin may have been.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast.